Hello, and welcome to a special edition interview for the 212 interview series. We're excited to speak today about how 212 NYC is joining forces with breastcancer.org to elevate awareness and raise money to fight this horrific affliction at the upcoming Women in Media and Marketing Awards luncheon. Kudos to our marketing chair, Diana Horowitz, and Jay Wolf for putting this luncheon together. With that out of the way, allow me to please welcome Kate and Carl to the interview series. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please tell our audience about how you fit into the media and advertising ecosystems?
Katie, want to kick us off?
Sure. I have been in the media and advertising world for over 28 years, OG in the digital space. I started my company Net Revenue 2 years ago, and we are a monetization partner helping retail media networks, digital publishers, and events unlock advertising.
And I'm Carl Fremont, the CEO of Quigley Simpson. I've been in this business for many, many decades. Actually, this year, I'll be celebrating 45 years, believe it or not, is when I started. I'm admitting that. But it's been a wonderful 45 years. Every year, as we all know, seems like a new year because every year technology evolves, the way we access information and data. So for me, it's been wonderful because every year I feel like it's a new year for us and our industry.
I love this look Groundhog's Day perspective on things. I also really appreciate and enjoy that you're each in such hot sectors of the industry. Retail media networks are obviously in the technology powering them is a real of the moment solution. And Carl, independent agencies, as we all know, are wildly on the upswing right now and in that insurgent position. So, with the intros out of the way and a little bit about each of you and your companies, let's dive right into it. Um, can you folks share more about the fourth annual Women in Media and Marketing Luncheon for those in our audience who aren't familiar with it?
Well, I'll kick this off there. So Katie and I got together about 5 years ago, and we had a vision to bring together people within our industry to make them more aware of breastcancer.org and importantly, around breast cancer and breast health and how breastcancer.org is a valuable and trusted resource for them. So we got together and said, how do we bring people within our industry to raise awareness? And Katie, I know that it's been, like me, a labor of love for you as well.
It absolutely has. Every year on the day of the event, when Carl and I are standing up saying hello to everyone, I get choked up because it's just, I mean, in this industry, we get so close with our peers and clients and teammates, and to see everyone sitting in the audience supporting this cause, it really, I don't know, it's just such a special day. And it's one of the things I'm most proud of in my career that Carl and I have been able to build this.
We definitely get a little verklempt on the day.
Yeah,
That's New York talk.
I understand it.
It ties back perfectly to our pre-call deli conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
What is it do you think about our industry? Because I've noticed that I speak about it with folks all the time. What is it about our industry that fosters these deep social connections that intertwine with these professional lives we lead?
Katie?
Yeah, I think it's, I've had so many different conversations when we've been working on deals with the person on the other side of the deals, and we say we're not saving lives, but this feels so intense. And it's because there are gigantic budgets in at play here. And if you really think about advertising, it powers literally everything in the world, like whether it's the Olympics, elections, major sporting events, like advertising is the spine through all of it. And so I think we're conduits to making that happen and to bringing incredible things to light. And so it is a big responsibility. And when we're working across the aisle with our partners to bring a campaign to life or negotiate a deal, like it actually is really important. And so I think you get really close with the people that you're building these great things together with.
Now, one of the things that we are aiming to do is not only raise awareness of breastcancer.org and all the great work we do and breast cancer and breast health, but find opportunities where brands, media brands, can participate in breastcancer.org. So the marketing team at breastcancer.org has come up with a platform called the Ultimate Teammate because we all know that when you're going through this journey and you're going through treatment, that bringing together a team of people is critical to get it through. So we're looking at the intersection of how brands, media, technology can come into play with breastcancer.org. And we hope that this event raises further awareness and brings us together to see how we can further support beyond the luncheon. After this luncheon, how brands and media and tech can all come together and support the efforts of breastcancer.org.
Such critical points, such incredible points, specifically here at the end, Carl, about how do we provide people and infrastructure while they're going through this, and what role can brands and this fantastic ecosystem we have play in that. And as you mine for that solution, I think you're going to find open arms. I think about what's happening with Arthur Sedone has done for working with cancer, and there's movement amongst what you're trying to solve. So hopefully we see progress and people can go through this with the support they need.
Yeah.
The other really interesting element from what we just heard in there from Katie was around advertising is everything. And I think it's so wildly relevant at this point to point out, it's really time to point out, AI is clearly all the rage. And I don't think that there's an industry outside of maybe finance that did more with AI and ML before our advertising industry did at scale. What a great point, Katie. Thanks for the call out. So the honorees for this year's luncheon seem quite deserving. How has it been for each of you to get to know Karen, Amy, and Jacqueline over time?
And not only this year, but throughout the years, throughout the three prior years. And some of them we've known personally, some we're getting to know. But it is what you talked about, Andrew, the intersection of the personal side of breastcancer.org, the people side, as well as the professional side. And they clash. We all know that, in our day to day, we're all, people have to deal with so many different personal things and professional coming together. So it's really very rewarding to see how we are helping them by raising awareness of that balance that they're trying to achieve. And I know, Katie, you have a personal uh, story behind that as well.
Yeah, and it's exactly what I was going to say. I was diagnosed with breast cancer now almost 6 years ago. And when Carl and I first started bringing this to life, it is funny to be awarding someone for having you're not awarding someone for having breast cancer, but I mean that's the basis of it is you've had breast cancer and then you use that experience to do something that helps other people, which is an incredible thing. And so, but it is a sort of a funny thing to think about. And everyone who goes through this disease, goes through it in a different way. Every diagnosis is different, but they all use a similar resource in breastcancer.org and other, individuals and doctors and therapists to help them get through the situation. And I know from my own experience, it was so valuable to read and hear how other women got through it. And it doesn't just affect women, it's women and men, but it's predominantly women. And I really always took comfort in kind of hearing other people's stories. And so I think that's what we really try to do is highlight people who want to be highlighted and who want to share their story in order to help other people. And in addition to the three honorees that you mentioned, I also love the fact that a couple of years ago, we started honoring we do a caregiver award as well. And we've honored, Carl, keep me honest on this, in both cases, husbands of
Correct.
women who were diagnosed with breast cancer. And honestly, sometimes those are the most or what part of the most meaningful speeches the day of the event is what the caregiver has to say about how they helped their spouse and family navigate through all of this. So it just really raises awareness just around so many different aspects of this horrible disease, which is great.
Yeah, they're the unsung heroes, really. I mean, and Katie, I know you know firsthand how important it is to have that support behind you. That's why we talk about the ultimate teammate as a brand platform. But listening to those stories of the caregivers and what, because you're going through it together. You're not going through it alone. And we believed it was really important to recognize those people who are side by side with the people who have been impacted by breast cancer.
Yeah, I what you're saying hits home for me. I had a stint as a partial caregiver for my father, and I've actually been in very close contact. Carl, I know earlier in the pre-call we were talking about Fort Lee. I have a dear friend who's been 3 years as a caregiver, solo by himself for his mom going through a different cancer, but a cancer nevertheless. These are truly, as was just said, the unsung heroes of this fight. So I really appreciate you all uplifting those people and showcasing their stories
And we're happy to
alongside.
honor them.
Yeah, yeah, alongside the warriors who are winning the battle against this disease
Exactly,
and
exactly.
providing inspiration for so many others.
Yeah.
Carl, Katie shared a little about her journey. Has breast cancer gotten close to you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, I was first approached 15 years ago by the founder and the chief medical officer of breastcancer.org, Dr. Marisa Weiss, because they wanted more marketing efforts within the board. And I always said, if I'm going to do anything, I have to put 1,000% into it. So I had to determine, can I give 1,000% to yet another thing on my plate? And at that time, when I was deciding whether I was going to join the board, four people in my family, four young women, all under the age of 35, were diagnosed within a single month. And to me, that was a sign and a signal that I needed to be involved. And it impacts everybody. And honestly, I didn't know what to say to these four people in my family. I didn't know anything about the disease. I thought, for example, that it's the same for everybody. And of course, it's not. And so for me, it was very personal. And I realized as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother, I needed to step up because it impacts so many of us. And that's when I got involved. And it's been really, really terrific since then.
Well, thank you for doing what you do, Carl. Katie, thank you for doing what you do, turning your journey into this incredible mission. The mission, the next stop on the mission is the fourth annual event. I don't want in any way, shape, or form to look past it, but I do want to showcase quickly my basic math skills tell me that next year will be the fifth. And are you thinking about any big plans for the fifth? A way to sort of raise the profile, perhaps, of the organization and do a little bit of a blowout?
Yes, I mean, next year is the fifth, and we'd like to do a larger dinner. We also want to celebrate or acknowledge, I should say, other people in the industry. We all know so many, and we can't honor them at every event. So we're thinking, how else do we recognize and honor those people who have gone through this journey? So we're planning a lot more. Anyone listening to this, if they'd like to join us, there's plenty of opportunity to support and help. And we'd love all your support.
That's absolutely true. We have an amazing committee. When we couldn't do this without the committee, but yeah, we welcome new people to help.
Yes. I will say if you're coming this year on May 21st, it's at the Tribeca rooftop. We still have opportunity, so please reach out to Katie or myself because we still have some availability. Not much, but still some. And we're not supplying tissues, but we do suggest you bring them.
Thank you for setting the frame with that, Carl. We'll be sure to include all the relevant links in the caption to this
Thank
video.
you. Thank
We would
you.
love to support our community. We're thrilled as 212nyc.org to be involved with this already, and we will try to do what we can to play our small role in making this the best, um, brightest celebration of the heroes here and the people who've gone through the other side of this horrific disease. So I think we're a wrap. Really appreciate your time on a Friday afternoon talking about serious topics that mean a lot, obviously, to both of you and so many people in our wider community. We'll see you all on May 21st.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much. Have a great day.